with Gritty and Shitty. But Lance looked like he know how to get it into the bedroom. I wouldn't fuck him. But he just looked like he could get it in the bed because he's so passionate. He got that passionate face. That's what it is. He got that passionate face. When he was fighting Atlanta and he went like this, it was I don't know what that was, but you know, he was doing it. You wanna run in? Girl, get up there. Bop. She bopped her. She bopped her shit. And I don't know why Becky, what's the girl? G Baby. I don't know why she still wanted to go out and Becky tore her out the front. I saw a lot of face shots and she still was coming forward. I mean, she got heart, but that's a dumbass heart. Sit down somewhere, girl. You getting your ass what? Sit down. What up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Wesley from AconnectionTV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web. We actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and I'm here to talk to y'all about Baddies Chapter 2, Episode Uno, entitled Home of the Brave. And we're going to do a deep dive into this particular episode. What I need y'all to do is like this video, hype this video, leave comments. And let's get into it. But before we do, I want to shout out my members because I just started it today. And you guys came through and said, what up, Wes? We want to support. So let me shout out my members. We have, hold on one second. We have Jose Oliveira, 420. Then we got Donnie the Don. What's up? Then we got Lexi. What's going on, Lexi? Then we got Submissive Prince. Oh, okay. Then we got Borico. Oh, hold on. Borican Curls. There we go. And then we got Nikki Cook 92. And then we got Sean Cole Music 0614. And then we got M Dog 20G78. I'm gonna have those names listed below. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for y'all support. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get a little bit more of y'all. Cause Bad Boys Club was reviewed by Mona Simone. And Baddies Gone Wild was reviewed by Mona Simone. Yeah. Yeah, so get into it. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for the support. I definitely need it. YouTube. The only way to make any kind of money on YouTube is for your videos to consistently hit 20,000 views or more. As you can see, my videos are averaging 5,000, 4,000, 6,000 views. So that means nothing. So the Peepin' Tees, they be getting 20, 30. Messy Maya be getting 20, 30. Ebonier, I think, be getting 10, 15, 20. You know, Armand Wiggins be getting 45,000. You know, these people make money. I ain't making that much money on here. So I appreciate the people, boy, for hitting me up with the subscriptions and becoming a member. And it shows that you guys actually like Mona Simone. So yeah, we're going to do more with Mona now that you guys are actually saying that, hey, we want Mona. Because sometimes y'all can't get the 400 likes and sometimes y'all can't get the 200 comments. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. All love, all love, all love. We start this particular episode off with the season finale. Or the closer episode, right? The finale episode. And there's a lot going on. It seems like they were in a fighting ring, minus the ring, but you know, one of those large rooms where all the cameras and everybody is surrounding the women and they're supposed to just fight. It doesn't even seem like a conversation was had. It just seemed like they all went into this hall knowing that they had to fight and they just fought, right? But there's really only two voices that I'm paying attention to, and that's Rolly and that's Lex. They are both going back and forth, and Rolly talking about something about vagina, and your vagina really must not be that tastes that good. And where's Summer? Let me ask Summer, right? And so you see them going back and forth. My question is, where did this come from? Right? Why did we get here? What happened? And so immediately right after, Lex is going to respond. Lex has something to say, and I believe Rolly has something to say too, but I didn't necessarily see it yet. So I'm just going to stick with this review, and then we'll do videos throughout the week to cover it. But also Mona might be doing some blog videos too. But anyways, outside of that, what I've gathered and or surmised, and by this time y'all may know the answer, let me know in the comments, is that Rolly don't like TT. There's something going on with Rolly and TT, and I don't know if that's Hurricane or Emery or which one that is. I don't know, or maybe TT is the different. I don't know. I didn't watch Baddies Gone Wild season 1, and from what y'all tell me, I didn't miss anything. But either way, Rolly doesn't like TT, and Rolly is fighting TT quite a few times, and because Rolly is fighting TT, Pressure jumps in. Pressure and TT are cool for this particular iteration of Baddies Chapter 2, episode, all of them. And so Pressure got TT back, TT got Pressure back. So Rolly is fighting TT throughout this whole thing. Now, I want to say it was the moment where TT is fighting Diamond, and Diamond lifts TT up and body slams her on the ground. I want to say that Rolly proceeds to go in and jump TT because she doesn't like TT. So she's trying to get in on TT, and Lex, being Captain Save-A-Hole, Captain don't jump anybody, but I can jump somebody. She's like, no jumping, no jumping, and she goes to hit Rolly. The way that I perceive it from Lex is that TT is too small to be going back and forth with all these women, and you're not going to jump her. And so I think that was Lex's situation for this particular moment. I could be wrong. And so no matter who is involved, we know that Rolly has her ones or whatever, her issues with TT, but y'all not going to jump this little girl. And so Lex jumps in, you're not jumping her. And then Rolly said, who you hitting? You better not be hitting me. And then there's like a back and forth and back, and some spit is being exchanged. These women love to spit, don't they? And so Lex like, whatever. She launches over and swings, right? But Rolly doesn't back down. And this is why at times I find myself liking Rolly. Because no matter what, she doesn't back down. And I think that's boss ass. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't look like a clean slate or a clean win or a clean anything between these two. You can see that Lex clearly gets some face shots in. Now, some people were in the comments saying that Rolly got some face shots in. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, because Rolly was like this. You know what I'm saying? Like the hands is like this. Lex is like this, backing up like this. You know what I'm saying? But, Rolly didn't back down. I will give Rolly that. The initial launch in that first edit where Rolly's going after her, Lex hits her here. Or like it hits and whatever. I don't know if it hurt or what. You know what I realized? I'm not usually around a lot of women. Okay? But when I'm around women are, their bodies are really, really, really soft. Okay? So especially the last girl I was around, well, Diamond is soft, period. But one that was really, really soft, and y'all wouldn't think that she's soft, right? Because the way her exterior is, Tavy was really, really soft. Like I gave her a hug and she was like a marshmallow. And in my mind, I'm like, either these women bruise really, really, really easily, like women in itself. Maybe the women can let me know, because I don't know. I'm just really talking real shit right now. Either women bruise really, really easily, or when these women fight, their fists. But that would explain. I think that kind of like would explain why their hands be breaking so much and their fingers be bending so much, because they put so much force behind a soft hand that when they hit, but I can't really see these women's hands hitting like that. Because in my mind, when I hugged Tavy, I was like, oh my God, she's like a marshmallow. I'm like, how are they doing damage? How are they doing damage to each other's face? That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to figure out how these women be doing damage to each other's face, because their bodies are so soft. And okay, yeah, they be hitting, but that would explain why their hands be like this afterward, because their bodies are so soft, but they be hitting so. Am I okay? So Wes, what are you saying is, I think women bruise really, really easily, and I think even though these women have really soft hands and they hit, because they bruise easily, their hands injure easily, because they're always walking around with injuries in my mind. Anyways, that was a long whatever that was. But I feel like out of the whole season, this is the only thing that I care about. Rolly and Lex. It's the only thing that I care about. And I want to know how we get here. And I just want to get there. Am I the only one? I just want to get there. All of these regurgitated storylines, when I say regurgitated, like non-fresh storylines are being brought for chapter 2, and I don't care about none of them. But I do want to know what's going on with Lex and Rolly. That's crazy, right? I don't know if I'm the only one. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. I know Pressure is new, but it's carrying over baggage from Now That's TV. Baddies Going Wild, carrying baggage over from Baddies Going Wild. The Cabinet Girls, carrying baggage over from Jocelyn's Cabinet. You know what I'm saying? Hell, chapter 2, carrying baggage over from chapter 1. But it's that fresh storyline between Rolly and Lex that really got me like, you know what I'm saying? Tasiki, Dolly, and Ciroc. Tasiki looked good. All the women looked good. I'm not necessarily a fan of, and by the way, like if y'all see the polls and the charts, the ratings, that's from Mona. That's not from me. I'm not necessarily a fan of this particular opening credit. They got 80,000 women, and I'm just tired of seeing them take pictures over overlays and the edits go by. I want a dope ass intro, right? Since the women are categorized in their category, or from their shows, right? I think it would have been dope if they were introed onto returning baddies. And then there's a zoom, right? You see who's a returning baddie? You see Lex in the room getting pampered up and dialed up, looking good. Then it's zoomed into the Dolly getting in her Escalade and she looking cute and she getting on the phone. Then zoom to Tasiki and she in a boxing ring and she beating somebody up. Then zoom to Biggie and she on the stage and she going like this. To zoom to Fauna and she, I don't know what Fauna doing. Then zoom to Cold Killer. I don't know what Cold Killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, but live action, not pictures. I think that would be so boss ass. And I think they have the budget to do that, but they're lazy. And they need to fix that. These opening credits are trash. You know what I'm saying? Trash. I got all this money, all this personnel. Come up with something creative. This is your flagship show. I should see a flagship intro. You know what I mean? We're in Los Angeles. Natalie gets in her confessional. Hey guys, how are you? I'm back. I know we filmed like a million seasons this one particular year, but we're back. We had to come back. And hi, how are you? What's going on? It's been forever. So we're bringing the girls back, and we're gonna group the girls up this time. We're gonna do Now That's Zeus. We're gonna do Jocelyn's Cabinet. We're gonna do Baddies Gone Wild, and then we're gonna do chapter 1 girls and the trios. Let's figure out what's going on. A lot of women, right? A lot of women, but even though there's a lot of women in my mind, I'm thinking about what's going to be new, what's going to be fresh, right? Is it going to be the same formula over and over again, or are we going to see something that we haven't seen before? Is the editing going to be better? I'm wondering, right? So then we get on the performance. Do your big one, baby. Do your big one. Do your big one, baby. Do your big one. And, I'm not necessarily a fan of the song. It's not for me. I'm a dude. Maybe they made it for women. But I'm happy that Cold Killer, Diamond a Body, and Natalie are coming together, joining forces in their popularity to make music. I can't wait for Cold Killer to get her moment right now. I don't know if this is gonna be like another who's a good example of someone that hires or not Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, she gets people on her record label. We've never seen them before. We have not seen these people on the record label. All we see is Nicki Minaj. Who's someone else that signed someone and all we see is them? I don't know. I just hope it's not like a Natalie thing or where she signed Cold Killer and Cold Killer don't get an album or Cold Killer don't get a music video. Like right now, all I see is Natalie, Natalie, Natalie. But Cold Killer get a fractured face, a busted eye vessel. You know, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen much from Biggie either. I think Biggie released a new song when she joined Zeus, but I don't know. Um, Natalie, DTB, and Bahati no, Natalie DTB and Cole Killer come together after the music video, like behind the scenes or whatever, and they're talking about the next season. Usually, when they come onto a season, Natalie has some girls and they go run down the list of names or whatever. But we don't necessarily get that this particular time. It's just a matter of who are you cool with, who are you not cool with. Are you gonna jump in? Diamond's like, are you gonna jump in when I fight your friend? Cold Killer was like, no, she could do her one. And she was like, but Diamond the Body was like, but you jumped Tavy though. And Cold Killer was like, yeah, we jumped her because she's a man. She's not. She's very soft. If she was a man, she's not. She's very soft. All these women have soft bodies. It's so interesting. Like I'm used to like a manly. Anyways, and so off to the side, Bahati is waiting to come in on the camera, and they're acting like they don't see Bahati. But Bahati comes out, and they're like, "Hey, what up?" Then Neek comes out, and they're like, "Hey, what up?" I don't know Neek. I don't know Bahati. Bahati still looks very, very young, um, and so I don't know what that's all about because Bahati. I don't know how old she is, but Neek, I'm drawn to her. Then we get to her confessional look, and her confessional is she's gorgeous. Neek is beautiful. Neek is one of the ones. I don't know. I don't know nothing about her. I don't know. Do we like her? Is she cool? I don't know. But she's gorgeous. She's saying she ain't got no problems with the cabinet girls. She not bringing old beef into the show. I'm like, okay, that's dope. I hope that's the case. Don't bring old beef into the show. That's what's up. But Heidi's like, it's up in the stuck with anybody y'all bring. I don't like none of them girls. I'm like, okay. All right, here we go. But in my mind, I'm like, I just hope she don't get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I don't know anything about Baddies Gone Wild season 1. I don't know. You know what I mean? So let's see. Natalie tells Bahati and DTB that they have to be in charge of their girls. The Now That Zeus girls, the Baddies Gone Wild girls, and Neek is gonna meet up with the Cabinet girls. Coca says she broke the ice on the internet with K Rican. Basically, she's the one that started the engagement. We're trying to figure out where K Rican's head was because Tinka said that your friends ain't your real friends because they allowed your ass to get whooped and they didn't jump me, but they jumped Tavy. What is up with that? Everybody has something to say about that. But then it's like a thing that I feel like for Biggie as well. Like Biggie and K Rican's mouths are like one and the same. The only difference is that K Rican fights for herself and Biggie doesn't. Biggie runs. And so I feel like both of them, they should just shut up if they can't fight. That's just me. And if you do have a mouth, be prepared to fight. And if you do fight, stand your own battle. I don't think that same thing with Summer. Summer talked all this stuff about Tasiki. It's not Lex's and Dolly's responsibility to fight for Summer. It's not. Her mouth got her into that. Her mouth and her hands need to get her out of it. Now, I think it would have been a different situation had Krishan jumped in on Summer. I don't think Dolly and or Tasiki would have allowed that to happen, but it was a one-on-one because your mouth is ridiculous. It was a one-on-one with Biggie because your mouth is ridiculous. It was a one-on-one with K. Rican and Tinka because your mouth is ridiculous. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you can't fight, shut the hell up. Period. Natalie Natalie, Scotty, and Rolly talk. Scotty is happy about the baby. Lemmy comes in with the baby. Natalie says, I didn't get to be a part of the pregnancy. Natalie says, you came up. So what did I do to you? Okay. So Natalie is all like, girl, why and this is my interpretation. Girl, you know what you did. No, I don't. I just be chilling. I don't even disrespect you online like some of the other girls do. Cut to Rolly because Rolly be disrespecting the hell out of her. But Natalie and Rolly still seem to be cool. I think this is all propaganda. Natalie is like, no, you just changed. You got different. You're feeling entitled and da 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 because you're sleeping with the boss and now whatever, whatever. And I'm happy that you had a baby and I'm sad that I wasn't there. I don't think Natalie for 1 second is sad that she wasn't there. I think she's very content with her relationship regarding Scotty. I just think that she needed a little camera time. Natalie was like, whatever, I'm so over it because whatever, but okay, I'll do this camera time. That's what I feel because even after finding out that Natalie told the truth, I mean, so says Mariah because Mariah Lynn says she spared Scotty the particular season because she already knows what she can say and do. Mind you, Scotty and Mariah Lynn almost got into fisticuffs that Lemmy was privy to knowing about, but Lemmy don't care because Lemmy seems to be rather messy. And so it's like Lemmy had relations, allegedly, just putting that out there, but it's been said, but allegedly, we're just going to say allegedly, relations with Anna and Mariah Lynn, allegedly. And now Scotty. And I don't know who else was going on. Like when I saw a clip of Scotty with the baby, I saw him saying that you already know what the situation is and you already know what it's going to be. And okay, I don't know what that means, but whatever. And then I think about it. Like all the rumors about STDs and all of that stuff, and now she pregnant, and like, does he use a rubber? I don't know. I don't know. All this is alleged, speculation, hearsay. It's been on the web, but I'm just like, that's a lot going on. Anyways, he comes and he goes and we see her with the tiny scarf. And so in my mind, I'm like, can we be done with this? I don't want to hear nothing about Natalie and Scotty anymore. Honestly, I don't. I'm tired. It was played 9 seasons ago. And so we come here, they always have this sit down, and it's just, I'm already annoyed because we're supposed to start this fresh. Start this off real fresh. But we can't because we're regurgitating these old ass, tired ass storylines only because season 2 needs to hurry up and get here and we need to make more money. That's just how I feel like this went. I could be wrong, but you leave your inputs as I go down my nose. Um, Natalie says things got crazy because of her fights with Lemmy. Scotty says there are a lot of girls that disrespect you online. They cut to Rolly. Natalie says you are cool with my ops. Scotty says you were cool with Lex and Razor. And those are my ops. All true. All true. All true. Matter of fact, we remember when Natalie was finding it funny that Lex was beating up her alleged friends. So, I mean, hey, but I'm of the belief that Natalie just don't give a, she just out here trying to make money and living this lapse of luxury life. She likes the light. And now that she's doing music, I feel she is even bathing in the light. I'm so curious to know when Cold Killer's going to get her turn. This was the best conversation they had. Not sure if it helps. What I mean by that is, I feel like it was the longest conversation that they had before any arguments were had. There were no arguments this time, so I feel it's the most mature conversation that they had, which leads me to feel like it's their best conversation that they've had. Will they be hanging out? I doubt it. But hey, and there's growth. We can cheer on the growth. Natalie says her and Rolly and Scotty are the OG trio. I do not believe that is the case. I feel that the OG trio is Jayla, Krishan, and is it Scotty? It was 3 of them. Jayla, Krishan. They had a third. I know it was Jayla and Krishan for sure, but I want to say they had a third. Anyways, Tommy's intro card is cool. We get Sirac's intro card. Tommy says she doesn't know Sirac and that she had only known her for 3 days. Tommy brought her on to be her security, as she is doing with Dolly and Trev. Okay, cool. Hopefully she knows Dolly and Trev. We'll figure that out a little later, I guess. But in this exchange, I guess it's the only storyline that makes sense to continue because it started last season and we really didn't know much about it. It was just speculation. But when they come in, I don't know why Ciroc felt comfortable being around Tommy with the bunny bag, but they come in and they sit down and it's just like, so what up? Now, Tommy says that Summer told her that Ciroc wanted to apologize, and that's the only reason why Tommy came. I don't think Ciroc was wanting to do that. And I don't know if Summer necessarily told her that either. You know, a lot of these times, these setup pieces are setup pieces. And so I really feel like we have gotten to the point where Baddies in its totality is only about the fights. I feel like I was saying at one point that it was 87% fake. I feel like it's 95% fake. I feel like it's 95% fake. 95% false. I don't see any truth and authenticity in these setup storylines. I think that's just me. I don't know. But the vibe and the energy is way different from Baddies Going Wild season 2 to chapters 2. So I really tuned out with this conversation because we started talking about, you talked about my kids. You talked about my kids. You said I wasn't making money. You said I didn't make money. I thought you were coming to apologize. I'm not to apologize. You knew what it was. You saw me get jumped. I did not see you get jumped. You did see me get jumped. I did not see. I think Tommy knew that the girl got jumped, but whether or not, in my mind, in my heart of hearts, does it really matter that you got jumped? You knew that you were coming here for a particular reason. You thought that you was gonna fight Biggie and that Tommy was gonna fight with you. She brought you on to fight her battles. So why would you really think that Tommy was here to fight with you? You were brought to fight for her. So I'm so confused why Ciroc felt that way. I just don't understand that. Did like Tommy really make you believe that that was gonna happen? We see Tommy fighting on this show. What is she doing for you, even if she does help you out? Let's be serious. This is not Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. This is Tommy after her surgery. Yeah. And I think the last time she did really fight for real was that moment when she got Tinka and she pulled out that gun. But then after that was when she had her injury. So things have not been the same. They've not been the same. So I don't know why Ciroc was I don't know what she was expecting. But we moved past that. And Tommy gets up and walks away. Dolly is downstairs. Um, Dolly is looking up at Ciroc. Ciroc is looking down, and they talking. They going back and forth, going back and forth. Ciroc go downstairs, and there's Travis standing out in the back of the car, and Ciroc is like, "I don't even know who you are, man. Back up." And so Trav pops her real quick. Now it didn't look like it hurt. like popped her real quick like that, right? I feel like that's how these girls hit, like, because in my mind, like they soft as, they soft as hands. Anyway, so Rock is like, man, back up to security, and then she go after Trev. Now I don't know why Trev is considered the heavy hitter. I don't see that in this particular altercation between Ciroc. Matter of fact, I don't see any. Ciroc looked amazing. And I like Ciroc because I like how she came in. I like her personality. Not how she came in. Her like sneaking Biggie was trash, but it was only for her to get. Anyways, so I like her and I like what she stands for in terms of like now, currently who she is, new personality. I'm liking the new personalities. I'm tired of the regurgitated personalities. I really am. I think at this point, all of Baddies should be all new girls, all new women. None of the old women should come back. Everybody should be different. Everybody should be replaced. I really feel that way. And at the very minimum, very least, bring back 5 bras and that's it. 5 OGs with 15 new women. That would be a Baddies Chapter 2 season. That would be legit. I swear that would be legit. Um, That would be legit. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Um, all new girls are just five returning. Rock fights Trev a couple times, and neither of them are hurt, honestly. Trev is fighting like this. Rock is going like this. And so I don't see Trev as a heavy hitter, and I don't know why Trev thought she can battle Tasiki. Um, I, I, I don't, not based on this. Based on this fight, I don't know where that's coming from. But based on all of this scenario, I'm Team Ciroc out of Dolly, Trev, and Tommy. I just am. It is what it is. Um, Ivory is back. I'm glad to see Ivory. DTB is responsible for the Now That's Zeus girls. So DTB and Ivory come in. DTB is asking Ivory, she like, how do you feel about what's going on with the Now That's Zeus girls? How are you and ET? Ivory like, me and ET cool. She's like, how are you with pressure? Ivory's like, come. Obviously it is what it is, but I feel like Ivory is just annoyed with pressure, and she feel like just pressure takes up space. I don't think they have like a legit issue. Maybe they do. I don't know. But in my mind, it doesn't seem like it's a legit issue for real, for real. But I don't know. I just Hey, I'm glad Ivory's back. Ivory questions Natalie about DTB about Natalie. Ivory had her run in with Natalie. Ivory feel how she feel about Natalie and just the whole Zeus network as a whole. That plays into all of this, right? And I feel like it's interesting how they have to compartmentalize their issues and their feelings with Zeus, and then just put on a show to put on a show and get paid. It's a mental dynamic that I feel like should be studied, but and I kind of do that with my interviews, but I feel like these girls tell me all this types of shit and they just go back. They tell me a lot of like I know so much, and then like when I find out that they just go back, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. I don't understand it. DTB explains to ET and Ivory that fans don't like to see the long drawn out beefs. I just said I want all new girls. So you're right about that, Diamond. I'm tired of the regurgitated storylines. I really am. Bahati meets the baddies going wild girls. Daisy comes. To be honest, I don't care about none about the baddies going wild girls. So I'm moving past that. Pressure comes in, and Pressure immediately gets ragtagged by Ivory. Now, Ivory, and this goes to what I was saying about women being soft. Now, I don't know if Ivy was intentionally trying to hit hard or whatever, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can feel I'm strong, so I can feel like my jaw, like, bang, you knock somebody in their jaw like that shit broke. I get it, but Ivy went and she, pow, 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 her in her face. But Pressure just kept getting back up. She kept falling, getting knocked down, and she kept getting back up. And in my mind, I'm like, is she on something? Like, what's going on? Like, this girl she not like a Tavy. Like, Tavy bruised easily. Like, her face be coming back looking lumped. And Pressure was like, it wasn't like she was like, oh, all right, let's go. You're not organic. I'm like, what is going on here? But Ivy was working her. So then it made me feel like, ET, why you jumping? There's no need, ET, for you to jump in. Why you jumping in, ET? For what? I don't understand that. There's no need. And ET and Diamond the Body and Ivy jump in all at one point. And Diamond's like, why are you talking about her father? Her father. I think the father died. I don't know. Why you talking about her father? Don't talk about her father. She jumping in. Three girls on one girl, and Pressure just walk away from the situation. I don't understand how that's possible. First of all, Ivory was doing everything that she needed to do. So ET didn't need to jump in, and neither did Diamond. All them women jump in was kind of corny. It just was. But oh well, we here, right? We here. Natalie and Rolly meet up with the old big three. All the trios got pictures up. Mariah comes in. She looks good with Tasiki. Rolly says Biggie is a diva and a baby. We all know this. Biggie shows up. She hugs everyone. Tasiki says y'all all liked DTB and ETB. So this is the only thing that made sense in this particular sit down. Tasiki saying that why can't I hug the girl? I don't have a problem with the girl. You fighting her because of your mouth. And then when we think about it, let's think about it. Lex and Dolly did not fight Tasiki for Summer. Lex and Dolly was telling Summer, shut up. So it's another case where we got Summer, we got Biggie, and we got K Rican. All these women with these big ass mouths that don't know how to talk, that don't know how to fight for themselves. Well, Summer can fight back and K Rican can fight back. Biggie don't. But none of these three don't know how to fight. But in a situation where Lex did not attack Tasiki for fighting her friend, why would Tasiki attack Lex for fighting her friend? And all it was a slap, but it was a slap because just like Summer, they can't keep their mouth closed. So I don't know why Biggie expected, like, after how she acted overseas, expected Tasiki to do anything. And you know, Biggie could be like, I just didn't want you to hug her. No, you were mad that she didn't fight for you. Because Biggie is known for saying, I'll just get to Siki, I'll just get to Siki, I'll just get to Siki. And to me, right there, that's a one-sided friendship. So much so that Tasiki went on a rampage. Tasiki went on a rampage and was like, I don't fuck with none of you bitches. Only people I care about is Lex, Mariah, Ivory, and okay, and Rolly. But that left out a lot of women, including Biggie. So clearly the friendship was one-sided. Clearly the friendship was an opportunist kind of scenario. And I'm sure there's a lot to the situation that we don't know about, but clearly, there was an issue. But Tasiki and Biggie are going back and forth. Some of y'all are in the comments saying that you don't like how Tasiki was talking to Biggie. I don't see how Tasiki was Tasiki was just talking to Biggie. Like, what else was she supposed to say? I don't know. And she validates her situation with this point, but I think mine make more sense. But she like, y'all like DTB when I didn't like her. Y'all like ET when I didn't like her. Y'all stuck up for Marsh when I didn't like her. So why do y'all want me to go around then not doing how y'all do me? So I understand Tasiki in this situation. Biggie doesn't have an argument. Natalie and Rolly goes to the next trio. Lex and Dolly shows up. Lex looks good. They say that they don't want to talk to Summer. There's no reason to talk to Summer. Dolly's over it. Lex is over it. They both said that she said that she wasn't coming back, but she's back. She's always talking all this shit naive. Summer comes in feeling like Beyonce, and I couldn't get past all the black hair that was under the blonde wig. Like, that just looked like it was just a cap. Like, why couldn't you close up all of that and just have on? I don't I don't understand that. And she's like, hey, and all I see is black all up under here. Anyway, I just don't know why women do that. But this is another regurgitated storyline that I just don't care to cover. There's no point in covering it. There's no point in even having the discussion. It's just like Natalie and freaking Scotty. What's the reason? What's the reason? Cardi B, what's the reason? And I don't really care to talk about it, to be honest. Dolly gets up and attacks Summer, and it's a thing going back and forth. Did Dolly butt get bigger? Is it me, or did her butt get bigger? I don't I don't know. I don't know. Did her butt get bigger? I don't know. Anyways, there's nothing else to talk about. I just really want to see Lex and Rolly. That's really all I care about now. I don't care about none of these storylines. We didn't get to see what's her name? Fauna. We didn't get to see Tavy. We didn't get to see who else was that? Is that it? Kate Rican, the Cabinet Girls. We didn't get to see them. And I'm feeling like, why do we need to see them? In my mind, I'm feeling like it's just gonna be old storylines. Give me all new girls, or only five OGs and all new girls. I need all new girls. I don't want to get the storylines. So now that I'm thinking about it, right? I'm thinking about it. I don't want the storylines from Baddies Gone Wild. I don't want the storylines from Cabinet Girls. I don't want the storylines from the Now That Zeus Girls. I don't want those storylines. I want all new women. We deserve a cast of all new women. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I don't know. Is she going to tour every month? Is she going on tour every city? I mean, is it really that deep? I don't know. I need all new women. I need all new women, or just 5 OGs and all new women. That's what I need. Because look at Baddies Gone Wild. Look at Baddies Gone. Like, that's what I need. All new women. But I feel like Natalie don't want to deal with all new women. That's why she barely on the set with Baddies Gone Wild. No shade. Mind you, she is working and she's all over the place. But I feel like there's a comfort spot that sits with her in Baddies. And she's known a lot of the girls, and she wants the girls to keep getting money, and that's great. We need all new women. We need all the women. Leave your comments below. Let me know how you feel. And shout out to the subscribers. Shout out to the subscribers. I really, really appreciate y'all. The members, I really, really appreciate y'all for supporting it. It really helps. In more ways than one. Because like I said, videos don't really make money on YouTube unless they hit 20, 30,000 views. All right. So keep that in mind with the little amount of views I get. Anyways, I love y'all. Stay blessed. Deuces.